Who do you wanna be? You say you're really deep, but I can tell you don't know what that means. You can swim in shallow waters, but it's gonna get you nowhere. And I'm way too good to waste my time on boys like you. Can you speak without a filter? Can you give me something better? I bet you do. Hey baby, if you wanna get to know me, all you gotta do is take me to your heart, yeah. Hey baby, if you want me to be with
Welcome back to another Ab Nation Live Tonight show with the hockey coach, your coach FRENCHY, directly for the beautiful country of the land of the smile and Thailand on the great Wednesday night, June 7, 2023. Hopefully an amazing, great, blessing day for your side. You're ready to rock and roll with me tonight alone, solo. Nobody with me. I'm solo, yeah, but I'm going to bring you a lot of continents tonight. We're going to fly everywhere. What are you talking about? From the Montreal Canadiens to the NHL Combine. I'm going to give you guys an NHL draft prospect tonight with all these fun best top players on many different categories. Secondly, I'm going to compare the NHL Draft 2022, the top 10, with the top 10 2023, and then I'm going to give you my top 20 with both years together. A lot of people asking me, what do you see Slavkovsky if he was in 2023? So tonight we have those kind of exercise we want to do. Talk about the insider trading and NHL. A couple of players want to leave. They want to leave their team. I don't know why, but they want to do that. And then I'm going to talk about the NHL news around the league, new signature, and some still kind of vacancy around the league. And going to talk about this. And of course, at the end, guys, we're going to talk about the FRENCHY quiz. And that's what we're going to do tonight. But the most important thing, guys, I want to talk about this is the subject of the night at the Hockey Nation Live Show. No color Hart with the Montreal Canadiens. What are you talking about, Coach? But that's going to talk about this tonight. And I'm going to share with you my, of course, my Hockey Nation Live Show pool we do every single day. The result, 56% of people said we should not trade for Carter Hart. And 44 said yes, but I'm going to go a little bit more deeper, a little bit later about that. So stay with me, guys. That's what we're going to rock and roll the show tonight. A lot of things to talk. Hopefully you enjoy it. And don't forget, guys, my app daily news every single day. Every single day, I produce a new video. Today, we talk about the Montreal Canadiens possibly make a trade. I did a proposal to get Hart, create some kind of turmoil around my proposal. Some they don't like it, some they like it, some they don't want to counter Hart, some believe they are better to Montembeau. I can go all the way like this, but that's what we're going to talk about tonight, guys. We appreciate a lot. First of all, we welcome everybody. We're going to go quick on the chat. And finally, please, one more thing we recommend to you, because I'm alone, it's very hard to carry on everything. Look at your camera and then talk about the subject and then look for the feed. It's all together. It's complicated. No, just kidding. But if you have any question to helping me tonight, guys, don't forget the letter Q in front of you post, and then I will try to catch up with that. Your questions. Try to stay on the subject of what I'm talking about, so it'll be more easier for everybody in the chat. So we'll go to rock and roll here until 10:30. Don't forget tomorrow night. Of course, we'll talk about the NHL playoff Stanley Cup final update the next couple of minutes. We still in the final, right? Whatever, we take a couple of days off, but we still in the final. So we're going to talk about game number 3 now. We carry on the final and the sunrise in Florida. And we're going to talk about a couple of news that we got today in NHL. So first of all, guys, we'll welcome everybody. What about Mr. Real Deal is in the house tonight? RJ Calabro, Knock the Door is back in the house. RJ, thanks to be with our Hockey Nation Live show. I don't know. I feel great this morning, so hopefully you're doing well. Today, c'était le début des transactions dans la QM. Nicolas de Goubi-Bonneau is in the house. Good evening, Nicolas de Goubi-Bonneau. Yeah, it was. And then for some reason, Quebec, after they won the Memorial Cup, they make a lot of trade. They trade a couple of players for their team. Langlois is one of them. It was trade today, so they really maybe rebuilding the new team over there. It'll be interesting what happening for the new head coach with the Quebec Rampart. I'm going to give you more information about that one there. RJ is in the house. Canada, a wildfire. Smoke, please stay on your house. Be safe. Fire. Yeah, I heard about this a little bit. I don't know too much. I apologize, guys. I'm not following news. I don't know. No, I don't know news. I don't know. People watch CNN and Fox News and business news and all this stuff like that. I don't know. Someone tell me, this guy, he passed away like 6 months ago. Oh, yeah? I did not know. I'm really not into this. I'm not into politics. I'm not into anything. It's just like garbage on my eyes. Hey, coach said garbage. No, but I don't follow this a lot, guys. It's just, I don't trust anybody anymore. But this is a subject for another time. So we wish the best, guys, for the people, the wildfire, first of all, and the smoke, what we heard now, they are in the New York area, that kind of state over there. So be careful, guys. Stay alert what's going on. Talking about pass away, RIP for the wrestler, WWE, Aaron Sheik, 2023, June 7, passed away at 81 years old. I saw that on my Twitter feed today. And I remember him. For sure. Jake McGinnis announced Steve Dangle quit Sportsnet. Unreal. Really? I did not know that at all. See, I don't know. I'm not following everything, guys. I'm not too much into everything. Thanks so much for that one, RJ, for, advertise and tell the people what you should do. Listen, RJ, he's the master of everything here. We appreciate that. What about the moderator back-to-back, where, first of all, Luciano Graziano is in the house directly for the couch inside of his home. He have a day off today. He didn't want to cook. He didn't want to do anything. He just want to listening in our tap and the Hockey Nation Live show. Talking about Nartap, and Nartap is in the house tonight. Welcome back, Mr. Nartap. Thanks for joining the Hockey Nation Live show. Both of you, moderator of the Hockey Nation Live show. What about our friend William McClary back in the house tonight from Ontario? William said, wait, I can't do anything anymore. No snowmobile anymore. So I have more chance to listening. Coach FRENCHY. Welcome back, William. Hopefully, you're doing well My buddy Clock tell run with Kings, run with Kings. We're going to talk about the lesson in Kings the next couple of minutes. Run, so I would like to hear from you. Another moderator at the Hockey National Show. Thanks again, both three of you, to be with us and let us know what's going on. What about Black Dragon, the Dragon Noir? Is in the house. Welcome back, Mr. Black Dragon. Welcome back. Thanks to be with Hockey National Show. Wonder why they want to leave their team. Dollar money. Yep. What about Willie Snyder? Willie Snyder, another WWE rookies in 2027. We announced him earlier. He's going to be ready in 2027. Willie Snyder is from Arvada and Denver area and Colorado. What about the Roadrunner? Boom. The Roadrunner back in the house. I'm talking about Gary Cournoyer. Talk about Pierre-Luc Dubois, one out of Winnipeg. We'll talk about this in the next couple of minutes. Don't worry about this. And my buddy Clark is telling me we should at watching hockey tonight. This layoff are too long right now. I agree with you about this one, William. It's too long. Let's finishing that series. That's playoff and can move on to the next thing. What about our friend from Ottawa, Claude Richard, supporter of the Hockey National Show? Thanks so much to be with the Hockey National Show. No one watches CNN anymore. A2. Yeah, I heard that. I don't know what's going on. We'll see what's happening. Don't forget, guys, to click any question. Like Black, I have the first question tonight. Do you think Ab could move down with one of their first round pick and to be able to trade a player to clear cap space in a roster spot like Toronto did with Marechek last year? Yeah, it's possible you can do that. But because the top 5 players, guys, is so at the next level compared to number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think Montreal Canadiens not going to take any chance. I think Montreal Canadiens, I don't see that possibility about that Black Dragon. So what I feel like Montreal Canadiens going to stay at 5 and a lot of, it's going to be really interesting, guys. It's going to be a lot of surprise. People talk now about David Rebacker to be at the top 5 at that moment. So it'll be a lot of surprise. Don't be surprised if you have surprise. Surprise, right? That's what we expect possible for the initial draft. Player we expect top 10 will be out the top 10. Player top 20 will be top 10. Simachev getting more interest now as a defenseman, maybe are possible between 8 to 12. We're going to go a little bit more about those prospects, but great question, Black. I appreciate that. What about Mr. Julien Wiseman? Vizna is in the house, back in the house at the Hockey National Show. 3 Florida team and the final Panthers Stanley Cup, Miami 8, and the Florida Everblade and the Kelly Cup HL must be nice. You're absolutely right about that. It's a 3 fun location, by the way. The Panthers are at Sunrise, the Miami 8 are downtown in Miami 8, and then the Everblades are play in Fort Myers at the Hertz Arena. The last time I went there, it was the Hertz Arena. So I don't know, it's still the Hertz Arena for the live arena for the Panthers. And of course, I went to Miami 8 to see a game. Yeah, I've been to the NBA. I was looking more for the cheerleader, but that's another subject for another time. But that's happening when I went there. Toronto winning tonight 3-2. Will Pierre be traded to Montreal? It could happen. Jake, we're going to talk about this next couple of minutes. I'll see the sign Kerkrikov for 2 more years. We're going to talk about Kerkrikov in the next couple of minutes, guys. And it will be interesting to talk about what about Mr. Alex McLean. He is in the house. Welcome back, Alex. I think Alex is in the Maritime. Are you sure? Not at all. But I feel like he's in the Maritime. Alex, welcome back. Let's talk about Pierre-Luc Dubois. I've heard so many remarks. My head hurt a little. Have to get rid of the Dvorak before they can think about Dubois. What you take about... it's not a matter about Christian Dvorak and return. Now, we heard from the Winnipeg Jet what they want in return. Now, if you want to talk about Pierre-Luc Dubois, we can jump in right away there. I have not a problem with that part of this. And it's about, let's talk about Montreal Canadiens anyway, so it's not a big deal. Let's see what we got here. I don't have the Pierre-Luc Dubois right away there, but we can create Pierre-Luc Dubois. Here we go. Pierre-Luc Dubois. PLD Jets. Well, hey, computer, wake up. Here we go. Pierre-Luc Dubois. It's not me. It's not me. But we can talk about Pierre-Luc Dubois. See? Easy. Computer, easy. So Pierre-Luc Dubois, request from Pat Brisson, communicate with the Director General of the Winnipeg Jet. We asked him, he told him, clear, he's not going to resign anything anymore, and he does not willing to sign his RFA contract. He wants to get out. He wants to have the exit that way, or maybe that way. Does not matter. He wants to go out. So now the Winnipeg Jet, remember 2 weeks ago, the general manager talked about he would like in return Nick Suzuki in return for Pierre-Luc Dubois. Do you do that? Do you trade your pick number 5 for Pierre-Luc Dubois? Or Pierre-Luc Dubois could go in Boston Bruins and get another trade between the Jet and the Boston Bruins. The team going to make a trade without a Montreal Canadien have to be guaranteed they can sign him a long term. And that will be where Pat Brisson we're going to go on a little bit more deeper about that with any team want to get Pierre-Luc Dubois. Here, why I don't want Pierre-Luc Dubois. Oh, come on, coach. Here's the point. It's because Montreal Canadiens are going to draft, I believe, so far, I think they're going to try to get Will Smith at the draft pick number 5. And they get Will Smith, they are already Suzuki. Now you add Pierre-Luc Dubois in the mix of that, you have no spot anymore. So at some point, I think Montreal Canadiens, why to lose their asset for Pierre-Luc Dubois? Whatever, he could never been UFA. I don't think Montreal Canadiens have enough to afford, or they cannot afford to leave the 5th overall pick for Pierre-Luc Dubois or Nick Suzuki. This is what that's what the Jet looking for. The Jet guy are trying to trade Sheffley, Alebach, and Pierre-Luc Dubois. If you think about this, guys, if they trade those 3 players, what kind of player they can get in return, this is going to be really, the Jet can turn around that franchise very quickly. If they make a right choice, would they get player in return? So, you want Pierre-Luc Dubois, Montreal? Yes, no problem. You have to give them something. I get Cooley in return. That's the core. You cannot just go to get and not give anything in return. So, can Montreal take a chance to wait next year and see what's happening? That would be the easy decision on my part, A2. But a great question, by the way. Still hurts Arena. William said, here we go. Coach knows he's a rink. Just kidding. I'm trying to hang in there, found a new job to help me back on my feet. How are you doing? Great to hear that, Ron. We wish you the best, my friend. Here we go. What top 10 prospect who is off the radar could go 5 and be selected by the HABS? David Rebacker, I still believe he's going to be that one. A lot of people talk about Rand Leonard, Willie. I don't see anything else like surprisingly from 10-12 to jumping number 5. It's really where they are. Leonard, Rebacker. They are the 2-1. I don't see Devoski over there. I don't see Oliver Moore. Simachev with Daniel Butt. It's too early for them. That's the only 2 players I believe they can go there. I don't see Kate Barrow because his skating is not the great. Yeah, that's the only thing I would say if Montreal skipped Will Smith, Michkov, to get that part over there. So that would be the right one, Willie, for my part. We're going to see some big move on the draft day, on the draft floor. I agree with you, Luciano. RJ. The color final Thursday, the Hershey Bear versus the Coachella Valley Firebirds. This is the team for the Seattle Kraken affiliation. Maybe the way to Belgium too. Hopefully, I'll trade for the 3rd round pick so I can see the look at Batman again. Another time we talk about overrated Pierre-Luc Dubois. Jeremy N is in the house. Thanks so much. And no, Dubois don't need to be with us. The deuxième contrat versus contrat. We'll talk about this next minute. So far, Pierre Dubois, talk sensibly. Not a problem. No calls for Pierre Dubois. Suzuki with very easily. No leverage. Lucky if you get a pick and prospect. You're going to get something in return for Pierre Dubois. They don't have to. They don't have to trade him. They can sit him down, and that's it. If they want to play it. He did it. He did it with Jacob Trouba, and he got Noel Pionk, and he got a 1st-round pick in return. So expect those kind of same transaction for Pierre-Luc Dubois. A defenseman, a good defenseman like with Pionk, and a 1st-round pick in return for Pierre-Luc Dubois. This is the minimum they can get. But I can understand at top here, about this. The Dubois saga will end at the Bleu Blanc Rouge. Which team will pull the trigger, the trade trigger during the draft coach in attack? That's a great question. Now, I don't know if you're talking about the NHL draft picks or players. I think the Carolina Hurricane are maybe looking for that. And I don't know, it could be Winnipeg Jet or Ottawa Senator. But they know the Carolina Hurricane have two areas they need to improve. Their forechecking physicality and their scoring, their scorer. Now they can resign with Patrick, but Patrick get hurt a lot now. So possible they go there. We know yesterday we talked about Sheffley to Carolina, but that's the one team I would think no pick and number 5 for PLA. Luciano, I agree with you. 2-year contract for André Athanasius. Congratulations for him. Toronto, Montreal, Philly, and the Pittsburgh, Luciano. The Jets are not in the power position. Gary, plays Montreal don't break for Dubois. He is disappointed. Nia Canada's 2-year contract for A2 Linka. And Julien Max Lapierre said at night might get Renray or Bertuzzi. What do you think? Yeah, he talked about this a couple of days ago. I think he's completely wrong about that for me. Bertuzzi could be a good asset, but he would cost between 5.5 to 6.5 to play with the Montreal Canadiens. I still believe Montreal Canadiens should wait one more year at least minimum for UFA to raise that kind of player. I know what he can bring on the table, Bertuzzi, but he's a little bit a bone injury, first of all. Secondly, I would say Montreal should go a little bit more like a guy like Sean Mannion, example. Go get a guy between 28 years old to 32 years old and is looking for the contract where they can get them for 1 year and then after that trade. Or go get a salary cap dump for the one team to be on the top 6 for the Montreal Canadiens and then you let it go. I feel like Montreal is 1 year or 2 years before they go jump diving a little bit more deeper for the Montreal Canadiens for UFA. Completely wrong, but if you look about what all the action can use in or Jeff Gordon are looking for, you can see those they are really patient. They don't want to push everything. They maybe trade a guy like this for maybe not Bertuzzi, but a guy like 22 years old to 24 years old, 25 years old. For Max Lapierre, for Ren Race, I'm completely wrong about that. I don't know what he tried to accomplish with that. He talked about to remove some kind of the job for Jakai, everything like that. Listen, the NHL guy is not a night, it's not a game anymore for fighting. And yes, he's a good leader in the locker room, everything like that. He's 35, 36 years old. Why to bring Ren Reeves when you have already, a guy like Pesada? Now, not said Pesada fight like Reeves. But the way I'm talking about is why to remove a spot already. We don't have enough spot for other players we develop right now as a prospect for the Montreal Canadiens and NMN and Allonen and RHP. Those 3 players right now came on my mind. I think that would be more benefit for the Montreal Canadiens if they will go in that direction and get Ren Reeves. A great question about that, Mr. Julien. Ab should stay far away from PLA. And that's my feeling. If Ab pick up Bertuzzi, they moving Anderson, cannot have both those guys that are yeah, that's pretty much approximately the same kind of money they're going to pay them at 5.5. And I feel the same way A2. And that's the reason why I will not touch Bertuzzi at this moment for this year. And after that, who is picking third if Columbus. The reason for Columbus right now, there are a lot of rumors that David Rimbacher, we got a couple of news about that. I still believe they're going to go with Leo Carlson or Will Smith. That was my prediction for the Columbus Blue Jacket. But they already got now defensemen. They are pretty getting better more and more. I don't see it with Jiricek. Jiricek they have already. I don't see Rimbacher go all the way back over there. I'll be very shocked they use that pick number 3 for the Columbus Blue Jacket. Good morning, Nina, directly from Thailand. Welcome in the house. Chicago Nigga Bear fans, Nico is in the house. Welcome back, Nick. Hopefully doing well. Glad to see you. Hopefully you're doing great. Can't need to forget about Pacioretty, great player, but work it will be the same. Yeah, now again, they could get Pacioretty at $2.5 million, $3 million. I think it would be a good deal for him. Exactly what you're doing with Jordan Stahl, Luciano. That's the only way I would hold Pacioretty around the team. He looked like he enjoyed Carolina, but would be interesting to follow what's going to happening about him. Thanks so much for Alexander Petrovic, signed contract with 1 year with Dallas Star. Petrovic, ex-Florida Panthers, by the way. Be around a different team in NHL, but never stay in the NHL. I don't need Renries, Luciano. Well done. Only good trade for Dubois is to exchange Mr. Show of the Drouin. But Drouin is free now, so we don't have to trade Jeremy. Jonathan Drouin does not have any power. Montreal don't have no rights about Drouin anymore. But will a lot of fun. That Rave would be lost on the Habs is a team of skill. About that, the New York signed a contract and then Bland. 1 million, 1.5, a 2-week contract. We know he was drafted by the Boston Bruins. If I can record it, I could be wrong about this one. Here you go. Anyhow, we better pick a better Chicago. Don't worry about that. It's already done. Albert Reeve tag team with the Iron Shake. William about that. I'm going to take Quentin Musty at number 1. Our Cannabis goaltending. But Cesar Cannabis, he still have a contract with mistaken for 2 more years, I believe, at 3.8. This is complete. I could be wrong here, honestly. Sorry about that. I'm going to check about this for you guys. Elvis has left the building. Good for bid. Add 5 pick, Semi Montembeault for Cannabis, 3rd pick. I don't know what Montreal would do that, but I think Montreal should keep the number 5 pick and go from there. That'll be enough for them to do that. I don't see what the purpose behind that. So we get pretty good, guys, about this. Must click in, guys. 5.4. Ouch. It was at 3.8 before. You have, and then remember, guys, you have the Russian guy, Tarasov, not a bad goaltender, only 24 years old. The goaltender is not bad overall, just Mexican. The defenseman over there now with Provorov, you have Godbranson, Peak, Bogvis, Blackenbird. Of course, we have Werenski, Cherichek. It's getting better and better over there, for sure. That's what we got right there. So what we're going to do, guys, I want to talk to you guys, why no for Carter Hart? I would like to hear from you guys in the chat. What do you think about that? Would you like to get Carter Hart or not Carter Hart on this? Let me check if I have this for you guys for that part over there. To be sure, I have everything set up here for you. And what I did to you guys is that's part of there. Before that, I want to give you an idea. 54% guys in the chat yesterday on my poll, there was no for trade for Carter Hart. After that, tonight, don't forget my next question is which player would you like to Montreal Canadiens to trade for during the offseason? Pierre Dubois, Carter Hart, Alex Lafrenière, Capo Caco, or any other player. This will be out, guys, in the next hour. So stay next 30 minutes. So stay around where you want to get that one there. But here the stat of Carter Hart with the Flyers. Last year, guys, he played 55 games. First of all, he was drafted 48 overall pick by the Flyers and 2016. Last year, I have 22-23 with a save percentage of .907 with a save goal against average of 2.94. During his career of 5 years in NHL, he has 201 game, 84, 26, and a save percentage of 906 and a goal against average of 2.96. You remember the first 2 years in NHL, it was excellent. Remember when he had a great playoff with the Flyers. A lot of people think he is not good enough anymore. And I think that reminds me, guys, if put Carter Hart with the Colorado Avalanche, put Carter Hart with the Vegas Golden Knights. What I'm talking about, if you talk about a goaltender with a good team, and I think that will helping the team, him to have better stat. And what you have, Carey Price at some point is struggling, and the goal against average 2.65, 2.75, save percentage only 900 at 905, 908 because the defensive Montreal was not great. And that's what you have to remember. You have to go a little bit more deeper when you look for a goaltender, not the stat, but what he looked like, what you need to correct, why you can improve him. He's only 24 years old. We know the potential of our players are maybe raise the goalie a little bit higher, 27, 26, 27. But why, coach, you said no to Carter Hart? Because we have right now Samuel Montembeault. The cost of Carter Hart, it would be a minimum 3 to 4 players. That would cost a first-round pick. That would cost a prospect already for the Montreal Canadiens, and that would cost another pick in return. A minimum 3 of this part for Carter Hart. If you bring Carter Hart in the team, now you have going to Montembeault, and now you have to trade Jake Allen. Now, is it good enough for the next 5 years to have both of them? It would cost you about $5 million to get Carter Hart in the next 2 years. That would cost you about $3.5 million for Montembeault at some point. That would give you about $10 million for the $10 million. But do you feel it's worth it to trade those players for Carter Hart when you have already Montembeault between the pile with Jake Allen, at least for a minimum 2 years, and wait for maybe to draft 1 or 2 goalies at the upcoming NHL draft 2023. If you get Carter Hart, you're going to sacrifice at least the minimum of the Panthers pick, 31, 32. At 37, they're going to get maybe another goalie if they want to. But the only thing to add Carter Hart, that gives them a little bit more leverage to get another trade at some point with goaltender. That's maybe the only way I would say Carter Hart. But the cost for me, the year we are, I still believe the Montreal Canadiens are not ready to go deep on trade with young players. At least it's really worth it. And then for a UFA over 26 years old. So that's what we got right now here. We're going to see what we get in the chat right away. Go back a little bit more. Pick some for Columbus. I got that one. Montembeault stay in Montreal. Jeremy. Rito Ab Corey Hart. Ab are building a good young core. No need to try to take shortcut now. Yeah, I like that one of that. I wear my glasses at night. And at that, no, we are going to with that trade. Luc Laverson is in the house. Welcome back. Luc ought to be resigned next year, and you will already making $4 million. I will not give up too much for him. Dudes, no to Hart. Vegas are going to win the cup with Aiden Hill. We can win with Montembeault for less of $4 million a year. Your theory is good, Hughes, right? You need to have a really solid defenseman core like the Vegas to give a chance for Hill. Hill's looking great, by the way. But it's an option. They kind of did it with Darcy Quimper last year before he signed a big contract. So I can understand your point of view, and I feel the same way. Luc Laverson back in the house. Hart to Avalanche. Yep, that will work. William McLaren. Put Montembeault with Avalanche. Same deal. Yeah, that's my point here. Caleb Lécoyer, what would you give up for him? C'est que tu donnerais pour Hart. Ma transaction yesterday, c'était le premier choix de Florida Panthers. Après ça, c'était le deuxième round choix, le 37e overall, Caleb. And then I gave Riley Kidney and Caden Primo. That would be my proposal for them. Some people go with Harris, the first one pick and Primo of the Florida Panthers, and Primo in return. So we go with 3. So what you gave 4? Because that would be the cost at least for the get Carter Hart. I think the demand of he's going to be in demand a lot. Many teams are going to try to get him, and the cost will be a little bit more higher what we expect in return. Daniel Brière right now is rebuilding. He's just let the fans, just let everyone in the high NHL set, and Flyers will rebuilding. I always look for guys when you have a new GM, what would be his first trade? It's rare the way Daniel Brière did it. He need to have some kind of guts. He did it. So he just left a message for everyone in this organization. We are going to rebuild now for the Flyers for the first time in their history. And that's what he's going to do. So not only Hart, he's going to have other players if possible going to be out. Maybe Sean Couturier, Cam Atkinson, and many others. Tony DeAngelo could be another one very soon. But anyhow, back again, that would be kind of trade. I know some people disagree with me, think it was a little bit too much, but you have to give to get. Remember that. Give to get. Not get for nothing. And I would say, yeah, but that's too much. I will tell you why it's not too much. The pick number 31 in NHL, the chance to play 200 games in NHL is 5%. 5%. 31, 32. The chance to be drafted at 37 is 2.8% to play 200 games in NHL. So you gave a player like Carey Hart is going to be a goaltender in NHL for the next 10 years, and possible you're going to get nothing in return. Raddy Kidney, not sure he's going to make the NHL a full time. Now you get Primo in return, where Primo yet right now he cannot make the NHL yet. So the risk of that is not high. That would be the reason why I go that direction with that. But again, it's a guess, right? You can get an amazing great player at 31 if you hit for a home run. I understand the draft is really deep, but again, not sure. 31, 32, and 37, the chance to be a top 6 players, I don't see that. The chance to be a top 3 defenseman, I don't see that. The goaltender, you never know. But that's the reason behind. Great question, Caleb, for that question. Put Jake Allen with Avalanche. No rush for a goalie, and Montreal can wait another season. Well said, Luciano. Exactly what I'm thinking. That's the reason I said no to that transaction, Luciano. I really like a Montembeault, and Montembeault is a good team. Would be just as good as a Carter Hart. Yeah, really possible. Look, I don't know. It's maybe slightly, but I feel, yeah. Look, I can go with that one for sure. Hart, I believe Montembeault, Hart, William said. I like Montembeault as well, but let's wait at least a couple of more years before we damn him the next price. I would not consider Montembeault at that level in our top. You talk about 2 Hall of Famer. Talk about 2 players show up at 18 years old and make his friend already in NHL. Not the same conversation, both of them versus Montembeault in our top. In my opinion. Sebastian, back in the house, play that piano song. Resume right now. About that, Hart is inconsistent. Robert Lavigne, great point here. He proved it in the past. First time he played 55 games. Before that, he started 44 games last year. Before that, it was only 25 where he really struggled. He rebounded after a really bad year in 2020, 2021. He rebounded very well, but the team did not rebound. The team was not very good. But still, with the Flyers guy, he reached a 22 W. He played almost for 500. His record. Atlantic season would be a deadly goaltending and going to be the key. Carter Hart is a force to be with a destiny for greatness, just like the Panthers. Sebastian, what Mike Segat and Melissa? Don't know. Miss X, Montembeault will never be a number 1 goalie for Mr. X. I don't know yet, Mr. X. I think we have to wait 1 more year. So far, he proved it. It was looking good. But the next year will be really interesting what he's going to bring on the table. About that. And at that, big game tomorrow for the Cats, pitch Panthers. Mr. Randy Walkman is out. Hey, guys, one out of the bag. Yep, gonna win for both at home. Brière made a great trade with Provorov. He got a lot of great in return, that'll be sure. Right there. About this, it's very hard to play the music, Sebastian, and when I'm talking at the same time. 2 first-round pick, 2023 and 2024. I would take Owen Tippett if the Flyers take him. Is a gem. Owen Tippett rebound after a couple of different years of difficulties with the Panthers. Mr. X, He's still a good winger. A top 9, could play on the top 6. He's well developed. It's not a bad suggestion, Mr. X. Brière putting his stamp on the team already. Absolutely. Well done. Look, a great comment. So far, going to know we are for a while. F657 but the Carter Hart is not destined for greatness and not the first to about Bridge coach, Bridge A2. Trade Hoffman and Emerson for 3 puck and 10-6 gave the ad. Junior is a great point. I'm talking about the next 2 players can leave the Montreal Canadiens and they're not going to return with the Montreal Canadiens. I believe it was going to be Edmondson and Mike Hoffman. Why? Because Montreal looking more for a spot. How they can trade him, Edmondson could get a pick and return, and Hoffman will be a little bit more difficult. But they could, worst case, keep him until the trade deadline. But it's not what they're looking for. They really open up 2 more spots inside the lineup roster for 2023, 2024, Julien. But great point about that one. Keep considering that brings something up. Pertuzzi to the Winnipeg for Pierre-Luc Dubois. Not really Luc Lafortune because Pertuzzi is a UFA. So you don't have to trade for Bertuzzi. He is a free. You have a freedom to sign anywhere, Luc. I rate only 15 players from the 3rd round in the NHL draft will play 200 games or more in NHL. On average, Boston would be not to do that. Luc, Bertuzzi is not signed. No, he's a UFA, guys. He's a UFA. Carter Hart could be a boss. I would have draft and develop a goalie low risk. That would goalie out to gotch. I would rather have Bertuzzi on my team over Pierre Lisbon any day. That's my point, coach. We have been bombing Montembeault tie, but he's not in the same category as what. Yeah, okay, that's the point. I agree with you. Bertuzzi would be a good fit, and the Flyers, Luciano. It could be, not anymore, but it would be there for sure. Bertuzzi should be on the Leafs. I don't know if, again, I still believe the Edmonton Oilers could have that kind of players. Can the Washington Capitals get Pertuzzi? Interesting. Thanks so much, RJ. Montembeault is not even a Jose Theodore level. Pertuzzi would be a Montreal Canadien. Watch the Panthers win the next 2 games at home. It changed the momentum. Get right back on the series, Sebastian. We hope the best play within our top for it. Player Hoffman. Here we go, guys. This is about Carter Hart. Let's go back where we're supposed to be at the beginning of the show. 8:43 and 9:43, guys. We're going to cut consist. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like if you don't mind. That'd be great. The next thing I want to talk about is Carey Price. If you follow my video today, Ab Daily News, talk about a trade for the Montreal Canadiens with Carter Hart. But inside this, I'm talking about the new role of Carey Price for the Montreal Canadiens as, maybe call this the coach, supervisor of the development goalies for the Montreal Canadiens. Inside the video, I explained you have only 2 teams in NHL, the Los Angeles Kings with Bill Ranford and Roberto Luongo with the Florida Panthers. They create those kind of development goalies department to develop the goalies. And I think Carey Price could become an amazing, great play a big role on this department. So what you talk about? So he's not going to be on the ice. He's not going to be with the Laval Rocket. He's coaching the goalies on the ice. What he's going to do is going to be overview and supervise the department. So Montreal Canadiens have only 2 goalie coach in this organization. That's not good enough. The goalies, guys, going to change the next 5 years in NHL. Every team is going to have a goalie department. They have too many goals now, and they need to improve the goalies. I said on my NHL fact today, only 1 goalies every 5 years. They usually a team draft 1 goalie per year. But all of them are going to get guys. Only 1 of them are the 5 every 5 years make the NHL. Otherwise, they are out. And that's the biggest problem. I think they're going to change it. For right now, Carey Price is signed for the next 3 years. Why not to give him that department where he can develop the department? So what I'm talking about, he can make those kind of recommendations, what kind of goalie the Montreal should look, what kind of teaching they can do, and I can go all the way that way. But I feel Carey Price could become a kind of department in charge about that role for the Montreal Canadiens. And yes, he can do it. You have no problem. They can do this, whatever is a long-term injury reserve. So the back to up potential is not an elite goalie. He will never be an elite goalie. Carter Hart would be great if fit for the Montreal Canadiens. Carter Hart should simply retire. He tried to live up the high life, keep his life simple. I don't think so, Sebastian. He's only 24 years old. I don't think so. He really knows really well Carter Hart. Carter Hart, guys, is really good man, a really good human being. Play with Everett, Sybil's tip. Michael Devilanu talk always about him every single time about Carter Hart. How he's really compete, is passionate about the game. He want to learn, he want to grow. I would be disagree, Sebastian, about Carter Hart. And I'm up and down the app all pushing for him. Great to see a Price stay close to the organization. He has a lot to offer. I agree with you. Cowboys say keeping Price is like keeping sticky sock in the locker room. Coach, who do you see as a third goalie representative Canada at the World Championship or Olympics? So a lot of great goaltender now you can see about that one over there. Because you have a lot of flop in the last couple of years, right? At some point, they consider Fleury on the top of this game, and then they consider after that Blackwood. Blackwood gave up very quickly. This is something they will have to figure out about this for sure for the Team Canada. The only thing I would say to you, and I'm not sure he is, and I want to be sure before I name his name. I think he is, but he's not. So I thought he was going to be Canada, but he's not. It's not like they don't have a lot of goalie anymore in Canada to represent Team Olympics, everything like that. Yeah, we talk about Carter Hart. Consider a young guy for the team at some point. Is it good enough? I don't know. Levi, I don't think so. He's ready for that kind. You still have Fleury and NHL. I know Montreal represents Team Canada right now, but I don't think so. He would be the winning to get that one in our top. Consultant, yeah, he would be supervised the department of the goalie about the goalie. WSA Montreal is a better goalie, Carter Hart. Thanks so much to let us know. Not news for the Montreal Canadiens, guys. We're going to move on. I have a lot of things to up. Do you think Montreal Canadiens should offer a contract or an invitation or sign William Rousseau as an entry-level contract or a contract to play in the American Hockey League with the Laval Rocket? William Rousseau just finished his career with the Quebec Rempart, winning the Memorial Cup, the best goaltenders in that tournament, have an amazing, great year with them. He was undrafted so far. So do you feel a Montreal Canadiens should offer him a contract for the upcoming season? If not, so that's my question to you, William Rousseau. That would add another goaltender. I know he's small, 6 foot, I believe 6'1", but still, I think he's really athletic. He proved it, and why not give a chance for another French Canadian player to make me play with the Montreal? Carter Hart could get a backup goalie for a job for one of the team in NHL. He's going to, like you said, Coach Pierre, still have some hockey to play maybe. He's still young. He's only 24 years old for sure. So there's another one the Montreal Canadiens are looking for. Why the Montreal Canadiens should not draft Matvei Michkov? Are you set, Coach? Why? And the reason why the Montreal Canadiens should not draft Matvei Michkov. I didn't understand you, Coach. Can you repeat again? I will do it again. Why the Montreal Canadiens should not draft Matvei Michkov? It's because of Luc Lafortune. That's just kidding. So, I'm not going to tell you tonight, but it's going to be on my app Daily News today. You will have to go on my app Daily News, watching my video to explain to you why we should not draft anymore Michkov. Because of Cole Caulfield contract. I'm going to open up only one door. Only one door. Only one door. Look, all the NHL team make the NHL Final Stanley Cup. All right? I will repeat. Check the last 20 team make the NHL Stanley Cup Final. Check the roster and tell me how many players. 5'10" and below. Forward, 5'10" and below, a defenseman are inside the roster. You're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked. Yes, they have exception, but not many. I will repeat again. Check the roster of the last 20 teams make the Stanley Cup Final and have a player under 5'10" and less in the roster. Go back to my app, the news tonight. You're going to be interesting to see why the Montreal Canadiens should not pick Michkov. This is one reason. There are other reasons behind that. His defensive zone coverage is bad. His defensive zone is bad. Not very bad. All right? And that's another reason. But I can go all the way like that. I'm going to give you all the reasons why I will not now pick anymore Michkov for the Montreal Canadiens. Yes, you should never take a pick to building a team for the playoff. I understand that. We have no team in NHL, top 6 players, and the roster win the Stanley Cup with 2 players at 5'10" and 5'7" in NHL in the history. No one did it. Top 6, by the way. Not bottom 6, top 6. Because you can talk to me about Yannick Gourde, Tyler Johnson, but both of them was not top 6 with the Tampa Bay Lightning. So I'm going to prove to you tonight why the reason Michkov is not going to get with the Montreal Canadiens. Here we go. We'll see what got in the chat, guys. I'll be right back. Let's say about this. Sébastien Cardoran talk about this. Rousseau to Laval in our tap. I go with you. Rousseau out, goalie, Michkov and the Memorial Cup. Miché, Rousseau out, goalie. Milik, I think you talk about Memorial. WC, Ab, 5 pick, Daniel. Ab, Daniel Butt, WFC. I think it's too early to get Daniel Butt at the pick number 5, in my opinion. Mendrig, A2. I knew you will come to sense cause about Michkov. Look, will remplace Gallagher with Michkov is good. A2. Brennan Point was 5'10" for an attack. Always an exception at an attack is 5'9" for Gallagher. I'm not sold, coach. Sorry. I don't think Michkov would be there. I don't see the Sharks passing on him, Randy. Caulfield is 5'7". Yep, so right. About that, if not, Michkov would be happy with Leonard for Smith if we get lucky. You're absolutely about this one over there. Deuce. Brennan Point guy is 5'11". So I just want to correct everybody in the chat. So Brennan Point is 5'11". You take him, NHL at change in our top. Marchand is 5'8". Luciano, you're absolutely right about this. The team of the Boston Bruins guys have 4 players under 5'10" when they go to the Final Cup. And that team at that moment in 2019, I believe, I don't remember which year they did it. Anyhow, when they did it, they have 4 players right now, but they are not only Marchand was the top one over there. Other player was Asheri, Kalchik, and someone else. About that, and the top is on 5'10". Of course, you could make that same case for any NHL top 5 about that. Michkov is 5'10", but I will give you all the reason, guys. Is listed 5'10", but if it was an NHL combined, 99 expert and scouting said he barely 5'9". So if you watch the tape of him, I watched again this morning, last night, this morning. I see about 30 clip of Michkov. I'm telling you now, he's not 5'10". He's not 5'10", in my opinion. But pick the other players with the Hills, Randy, or flat. About this, half of the AB team was under 5'10", one in final in a tap about that. But again, I will repeat again, it's 5'10", have to be at the top 6 players. I will just repeat again. Have to be the top 3 defensemen, and they have to be a top 6 players. So no one have 2 players 5'7" and 5'10" on your top line win the Stanley Cup at any moment. No one of them. No one of them. The closest one is Yannick Gourde with Tyler Johnson, and both of them was not top 6 players. And again, this is the fact right now. So if you put Michkov with Suzuki and Caulfield and Michkov cannot cover anybody in defensive zone coverage. They are really bad, both of them. And now you want to win the Stanley Cup with Michkov and Caulfield, and both of them are not over 5'10". Does not work. It proved it in initial facts. That's the reason I don't trade. Now, if you want to get Michkov, you have to trade Cole Caulfield. But you cannot win any Stanley Cup with your top 6 player forward at 5'10" and less. Anyway, check my video tonight. You're going to see that about that one. Hudson was 5'7". It grew to 5'9" in one summer. And that's that. I'm not saying he's never going to reach that level. I just said right now, the one he said 5'10", most of the scouts said is more approximately a 5'9". It's always happening at the initial combine. Some player increasing the little bit inches, whatever they are, half inches or 0.25, whatever they are. But that's the point. Defensive coverage is the key, but minor, great defensive coverage skill, but staying in the playoff. Luciano, big player have to prove they can fall. Small player have to prove they cannot fall. William. But again, I'm telling you right now, that's the fact. I'm just not try to sell something. Just show to you what they said. They're going to be changing much less rough. We'll win a 6-4 game coach. There we go. Again, it's all good with me about that one with there, guys. Let's move on, guys. I have a great subject here, the initial prospect, guys. I want to talk about this. I did some kind of accumulation with what I got. The best top initial prospects different categories. But before that, guys, I want to jump in about other things. I want to show to you guys if we have the top 10 team, the top 10 last year, guys, 2022. So you have Sakowski, Montreal, Nemec, Cooley, Shane Wright, Carter Gauthier, Jiricek, Korchinski, Kasper, Savoie, and Michkov. This is the top 10 2022. Now I'm going to give you what we expect top 10 in 2023. We know already Bedard, Fenty, Michkov, Carlson, Will Smith. We assume Reinbacher, Tevoski, Leonard are going to be top 10. Now, I put Perreault and Benson over there. Now, some people said Benson will be lower, whatever it is. Could be more, could be Wood, it could be Sandin Pelika, it could be Simachev, could be Butt. It's just give you an idea. Now, when you regroup both together, the 22-23 and the 22-23, here the top 10. When you put this all together, nothing changed, guys. The top 5: Bedard, Fenty, Michkov, Carlson, and Will Smith. Now you get 3 players for the 2022, 6, 7, 8. Sakowski, Cooley, and Jiricek. Number 9, we back 2023, Reinbacher. Number 10, guys, Shane Wright now is number 10 on the top 10 if we put both years together. And the rest of that is, guys, is, I don't know what this is about. It's Gauthier, Korchinski, followed by Tevoski, Leonard. See, Leonard, guys, he fall 14. Nemec, Perrault, Casper, Benson, Savoie, and Michkov. This is, guys, the equation if you regroup both are together. About that one over there. RJ, Michkov is 6 foot. I need a bigger coach. We will see 6 foot coach. The game is changing much. Let's see what we get there. If you have AV big defenseman, you can get away with some smaller, more skilled player up front. Can him get with speed and skill. You're absolutely real. You're absolutely right, real. But give me 2 names playing the same roster, top 6 in NHL, win the Stanley Cup. Don't go back in 1945, right? But check everything. Oh, yeah, Marchessault, Vegas. Yeah. Marchessault played with Barbachev and Jake Aker. So, what is front and talent? Wow, A2. One is all equal between 2 players. You take the bigger one, WST. Should not Benson be higher? I don't think so, Luciano, about that. Because he's the smallest player, and that would be hurt him at some point. I have Benson 6, Luciano. Randy put Luciano higher. Shane Wright just got that. Sutter. Leonard is a playoff type player, better than Smith for WST. Leave have speed and skill. Did not work out too well. Right, not be in the top 10 this year in Rabinov. Yeah, that's true. Alan Barnes is in the house from Facebook. Welcome back. So this is, guys, the equation of the prospect. I read today that Michkov could fall from the top 10 and the draft. That's another rumor we heard today about this. Now, guys, I'm going to give you guys different categories and the prospect. I'm going to review my best I can go for you guys. First of all, the best shooter and the NHL draft 2023. The top 5, we have Bedard, Fantilli, Michkov, Bradley Nadeau, by the way, and Colby Barlow. Nadeau play right now in the BCHL. He's going to play is it Boston College, Nadeau, or someone else? Providence? No, Maine. No, Spero. I think he go back to Maine for Nadeau, guys. Anyhow, they are the best shooter, the best shot for the NHL draft on that one over there. Let's move on now for the next one. The best motor. Benson, here we go. Benson is right there. Gavin Brintley, 5'8", maybe 5'7". And then we have Denver Barkey. This is a player, guys, you have to talk about surprise. Put Barkey in the second round pick now, and that's selection. Oliver Moore, we know who he is. Tom Willander, for the last 2 months, Willander go from 30 to 35 to drop around 20 and maybe 15 for Tom Willander, defenseman for Team Sweden. The best offensive defenseman, we have Lukas Trajicevic. This is the one where they play for the Tri-City and the USHL. He's going to be the draft pick between 30 to 40, I believe. Axel Sandin-Pelika, we already know him, top 15, maybe top 20. Lucas Canoni. And then we have Mikhail Kuliev. He dropped in the standing now, but he's going to be one of them, the best offensive defenseman. And David Rebacker is one of them. There's the one Michkov in the top 10. And then Shane Wright was massively over hype about this. The best 2-way player, guys, on this draft. We talk about Zach Benson. We talk about Oliver Moore. That's another one. We talk about Adam Fantilli, Dalibor Devoski, Gavin Brintley. Again, you see again Fantilli and the top of this best 2-way forward. First 30-40 pick, easier for a scout to pick. It's the 4 to 5 round. I have to pull one out like Chesterkin and a 4 round. Yeah, that's the one you try to get a home run about that. I want Michkov. I've not heard that from anyone. The next one, guys, the best shutdown defenseman, and the next one, Dmitry Simashev. Here we go. Simashev, top 10, look like. David Rebacker. Oliver Bonk. Bonk, it should be between 25 to 35. Another defenseman for the London Knights. Bo Akey again, back in the top here. And Tom Willander, another defenseman. Let's move on, guys, for the best neutral zone defender. This is about the cap control, if you want to know that. It's Zimachev, a big 6'4". Bolendek, end of the first round, the beginning of the second round for him too. David Rembacher, Bo Eke, a Dom Winnender. Those names repeat. That's the reason why they are considered at some point to be one of the best defensemen for the QV of 2023. The best transition defenseman is Axel Sandin-Pelika, Luca Carinoni, David Rembacher, Mathieu Mania, and Dimitri Simachev. So transition, you pick up the puck, get out the puck with moving the puck forward, and you make the transition maybe on round very often. Right, I have a terrible year. OHL, World Junior, HL playoff, in NHL, I have won Michkov. Right was terrible even before it was drafted. The NHL management should scrap the preseason and just start the regular season right away in September. It would be better, but they won't because you will lose them money. The next one, guys, now is the forward for the next 5 graphics. Stay with me before we talk more about fun news. The best power forward, guys. Fantilli, Leonard, Musty, Devoski, and Leo Carlson. The best power forward. The hottest hitter. Cleveland, Altunen, the Finland, Ren Leonard, Dimitri Simachev, and David Rembacher. Again, Simachev and Rembacher are a lot of different categories. The next one I want to talk about, the best offensive forward, guys. Connor Bedard, Michkov, Fantilli, Carson, Benson. It's not a surprise there. Best transition forward, exit, is Bedard, Moore, Fantilli, Michkov, and Brindley. There we go. You get that one. Let's move on. The high ceiling and the highest floor. Bedard, Fantilli, Michkov, Carson, Smith. The top 5 we know. And the highest floor, and they repeat, Leonard in front of Smith on that one over there. They are the last one over there. And then finally, we got 2 more. The best hands are Connor Bedard, Andrew Crystal. Crystal now get a little bit between 20 to 35. Michkov, Carlson, and Smith. The best vision is Bedard, Benson, Michkov, Carlson, and Gabe Perreault. And finally, guys, my last one is the best straight line skater. Oliver Moore, Molidic, Bedard, Simachev, and Fantilli. The best 4-way mobilities, right, is Molidic, Moore, Simachev, Bedard, and Kuliev. This is, guys, all the prospect we have in 2023 on the top 5 of each categories. It's an exercise I like to do, and I like to read to a little bit more to know more about those players when we come to the NHL draft for that one. We have a lot of people in the chat. There's again, Sandin Pelika is an creative skater able to open shooting line. William McCloy, absolutely about this one over there. WSC said Michkov is 6'3", 220. No need for the preseason. Michkov in our tab is 6 will make a wood skater. Okay, news as Michkov. So yeah, it's 5'10" and 148. The channel 5'10" and 148. But it's like you said earlier, the channel with heel on his skate. That's what is Michkov about that. Thanks again for all the like. Don't forget to click more like if you can. That'd be awesome. Let's move on, guys, for the next one over there. The NHL playoff, Philadelphia Panthers and Vegas Golden Knights play game number 3 tomorrow night. Join me live for the play-by-play with the hockey coach, FRENCHY. Going to be live at 8 o'clock. Couple news. The Philadelphia Panthers announced Lister René will be out of the game, but look like Kudus is back. So expect Kudus back. We know without him, you can see kind of difficulties on the back ends for the Philadelphia Panthers. And then, like, they are excited over there. They expect a lot of better game for them. They know they have to work on different things. And then it is what it is. This is the first team the Philadelphia Panthers play with some kind of forechecking and some kind of physicality. The guys laugh at them. Look, the first game. They laugh at the Philadelphia Panthers. They don't bother by the Philadelphia Panthers at all. They just push them around. And Philadelphia Panthers have no answer. They did the same thing game number 2, the first 5-7 minutes of the game. The Vegas were all over the Florida Panthers. And what happening? They get out of their indiscipline after that, and they lose control of their emotion and their feeling. They never have a team like Vegas, guys, so far. This is the first time the Florida Panthers are not, you cannot recognize them the same one they did against Toronto, Boston, Carolina. And Vegas are all over them. Their defense is unbelievable, and that may complicate the situation with the Florida Panthers. I don't see them have no answer. I know people are excited about Florida Panthers. They feel like they're going to come back, everything like that. Yeah, there may be one game and over there in Florida, but I feel like Vegas guy all right now, the momentum of the series, the way they play, the way they control the game, the management of the game, the management of the puck, the way they are not bothered by the physicality of Bennett and Tkachuk and Kudas, Lumber. No, the Vegas are big, they are huge. They're not afraid of anything right now. Vegas are in control about everything. Yes, a series can change the momentum, but this, it looked like for me the same thing happening with the Montreal Canadiens and Tampa Bay. Montreal did everything they can to make all the way to the final. But now they hit the wall when they hit Tampa Bay, and that's happening for me right now. I see the same similarities where Price was all over the map, and then he struggled the first two games, and then he recovered a little bit more for after that, but not good enough to bring Montreal to game 6, 7. So I don't know. I would be interesting to see what you think about that. Let's see what we got here on the chat. Again, in our top 6-3 will make a good goalie. Sébastien. Hockey News said Michkov 5'10", Bedard is 5'9". Yep. Keep up your head up, Bedard. By the time to around it, maybe 5'10". Sorry, in our top. Stop lying in our top. François Pitt is in the house. If this race is over, the guests are in the total control. Could this go 4 straight, William? It could. I feel like 5 games for me, William, but it could be that way. Florida has to enter the zone up the middle along the board. They are getting destroyed. Bedard is going to have to work hard at the NHL level. Like everybody else, by the way, but you're great to add both them. I don't care. Randy, no bad penalties tomorrow night. The Panthers need to press the offense even more important. Play good defense. Think about that. Tkachuk guys got 20-minute penalties last game. That's good. Bob is terrible. This series. Cannot blame Bob. Luciano. Vegas are taking Bob vision away. A lot of great screening. Say I blame Bob. And Sebastian Bobrovsky need to hold down the fort and baiting the. Yeah. Kudas missing. Otherwise, he will see the puck more. Drouin. No news about Drouin. Randy, they can play better. I agree, Sebastian. François. Will Land make a comeback for game number 3? I don't think so, François. You go with your veteran, you go with the highest pay anyway. And the reason they are play game number 3 is because of Bobrovsky. So you just give him a out game off, and then he have to rebound, like the team have to rebound. Look, too strong. I agree with you, WFC. And then I will say to you, the first goal of the game, if Vegas score, guys, the first 10 minutes, the first period, 5 minutes, that will shut down the crowd. That will scare the Panthers. I think that will be very important for that one over there. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. If you don't mind, that'd be great. This is the NHL playoff at Florida, Vegas. I don't have too much about this, other than the fact of what happening there. Florida Nate, I love the way Stone just a guy on his way to grab a new stick. Yeah, that's happening last game. I was at Sealand. Show up tomorrow night. Florida is done. I agree with you about this one. NHL news around the league, guys. Game 1. Here you go, guys. Florida Panthers and the Vegas Golden Knights. I know you're going to find me crazy about this, but during the game number 1, this is the second most watched on the TV, on the cable, and USA. Think about this. The game number 1, it was the most watched on the cable and USA. Now, it's not like 45 million people watch the game, but for the NHL rating TV, This is very important about that. And this for them, it was better apart from the TNT versus the ESPN last season. This is a good news if you are the NHL department about that to hear that. Game number one was second most watched on the cable. So people have the cable at home in USA. They watch the game. I don't know exactly the number, but again, you cannot compare this to Canada. I understand, but on the cable, that's not including the live streaming. That's not including the other location. But that's happening about this. Well, it was a Browns beat themselves. At least 4 goals never show up. After that, Kane out and not score. Now you're facing a team where everyone is playing. I think the 4 line of the Vegas make the line of the make some kind of trouble for the Fleur Panthers. And you're absolutely right. Everybody can score. And that's happening at the top. The first 2 games, guys. You get the goal from Martinez, White Cloud, Theodore, then Marchessault score. And, so you're right about this, Luciano, about the money. So the house, I've shown to them. I was hoping for those up, but Vegas sure look a good last game. Yeah, I heard that, coach. Today, 2.8, not crazy for out from NBA. I hope Florida can make it a good series and come back. But keep in mind, now game 3 4 would be in the home town with the offense. Could be fun. The energy and passion support of the fan would be a factor. I'm sorry about this one over there, William, and then Sebastian. Now, big news of the day, guys. The Los Angeles Kane signed the defenseman Carey Price 2 years at $5.85 million. The 27 drafted 2015 by the Columbus Blue Jackets. 159 overall pick. He has 80 points and 276 games. We know his impact, what he brings on the table. He's a second pairing defenseman. Play really well on the defensive. Cap control, excellent. He could be physical at some point. And he is really a guy like Jake Mazen did with the Kings a long time ago. The reason they trade that yesterday, they make a trade, the King, is to open up more money. But now he said, why coach 2 years only? He's 27 years old. Why not to get a 5, 6, 7, 8 years? You're going to see, guys, the next couple of weeks, player as a UFA or RFA at 25, 27, 28 are going to go at only a short term. Why? It's easy. It's because the salary cap is going to increasing, not this year, the following year, and the following year. What the cap is going to be about $92, $94 million. That open up 10 million more, 12 million more on the cap. So players are going to get more money at long term. And that's what Carey Price take a chance, I believe. And I don't see why it did not go longer, because Carey Price is going to be Carey Price in 2 years. You're not going to jump in for $6 million or $8 million. So I know this, I heard this theory, by the way, but I think if I was him, I would go with 4 or 5 years with the Kings. But again, I did not negotiate. I don't know the what happening with them. But I feel like many players are not going to see a long-term contract, because the team are going to have a little bit more leverage on the salary cap the next 2, 3, 4 years. They're going to spend more money left and right. So it'll be really interesting about that for Carey Price with the rest. Let's see what we got in the chat, guys. Let's be honest, Vegas is just a scary team. Luciano, TNT plays put a hidden camera and the cam lady and Sweeney House, so I can see the reaction. One, Cassidy won the cup. Yeah, Coach Bob is the reason why they are there. But the Panthers need shock their therapy if they want to get out of their hole. Maybe mix the line. No, the line would be a way to do that, Francois, right? But I would not change the goaltender. The line could be, Nick Cousins was playing on the bottom 6 at the end of the game. But they are stuck with no Listerinen after that. And they don't have no forward in the lineup. So they are difficult to put, they bring back Reinhardt at top 6. Now they can play with top 9 forward for most of the game and playing the 4 line at some point, maybe 3-4 shift per period, maybe max, and play overplay Barkov and Bennett line constantly and bring some kind of shift at the third line with Lundell. That would be the way I would say that. We know they won to 11-7 last game. I don't think so. They will do the same thing. Fitzgerald was terrible the last game. I think they will go 12 and bring back a Talpi inside the lineup. And Mr. Dan Asham, welcome back in the house. Thanks to be with our Canadian show. I agree with you. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. If you don't mind, it'll be awesome. That will be the news over there. We heard today the Devils all begin the contract talks with Timo Meier. Was trade at the trade line from the San Jose Sharks to the New Jersey Devils. This is a way we're going to see if he's going to stay with the Devils. This is really most important things to do homework for the Fitzgerald, the general manager of the Devils, to sign right away at Timo Meier. That would be one thing. The NHL announced the Class C Memorial Trophy finalists. Michael Backlund for Calgary, Andrew Lee for Islanders, and Donald Nurse. It was Jordan Harris, the finalist for the Montreal Canadiens. Did not make it. That'll be great. We're going to finish this show, guys, the next couple of minutes. I just want to mention to you guys the NHL trade bait. The Winnipeg Jets tried to trade Adebak, Sheffley, and Pierre-Luc Dubois. 3 players right now going to get out at the Jet. I will not be surprised the next couple of weeks. More at the NHL draft. Adebak, destination, possible Pittsburgh, possible Buffalo. A team was looking for a number 1 goalies. And I think Pittsburgh should be the team looking for Adebak. I don't know how Kyle Dubas can do it, but this is where Buffalo can do it. I think Buffalo have everything. Can Columbus go that direction? The problem is Michigan is already at $5.4 million per year. So I don't see that for them. Other team in NHL, top 10 contender. Most of them have a good goaltender usually. But that will be one they're going to consider. Can Ottawa jump on that? I'm not sure if Ottawa can do this to get Adebak. But can the Devils do that? Would you like to trade Alexander Holtz? Now they have, I know they have Schmidt. And I know they have Nico Dawes. But they can trade one of them and then to get Adebak, and then they have to maybe give Alexander Holtz in return. I'm not sure, but it's a point. Max Sheffley is right now with the Carolina Hurricane for what we heard. And then Pierre-Luc Dubois, who knows? Who knows? Alexei DeBrincat announced that DeBrincat is looking to get out of Ottawa. The Asian Ferris, I believe he represented by Ferris, I'm not remember. He gave the list of the team are looking for a trade at the DeBrincat. And the case situation with Ottawa Senators, what's going to happen with the sell of the team, everything like that. But the DeBrincat does not want to return with Ottawa. He gave the permission to figure out something else for him to look left and right. Finally, Carter Hart for the Flyers is now on the trade bait by the Daniel Briere. We know right now Hart could be at its front location in NHL. We'll see what he can get in return to get Carter Hart from Daniel Briere. Briere looking for prospect and draft picks. Who is going to get Carter Hart would be interesting. Let's go back now on the chat. As I mentioned there, Sebastian, they need to find a way to flash at the night. Gonna shower. Florida losing way too much. Battle along the board. Took at equal assist the other night. One they bring back from the big hit. You're right. Applaud. They are coaching well, but all the other depend with Paul Maurice. Fitzgerald does not seem worried about Meyer. Not allowed Joseph. This is just a period of negotiation, Joseph. The key behind that, Joseph, for the Devils is because not only Timo Meier, but you have to figure out with Jesper Pratt. And now it's getting Jack Hughes over there. And the money at some point now will be interesting what he's going to do, Joseph, about him. But yeah, sorry. What contract would you give to Myers? Look, for me, Myers, I will not go over $8.5 million. I think it will not. I don't know if I have it here. About him. I just want to be sure I have it. About that, I'll be about $8.5 million. You try to respect what they have already with Jack Hughes. He has 40 goals last year. I can understand that, right? Yeah, 40, 40 last year, 35 before that, 30 in the last 2 years before that. Look, it's a little bit risky for me. He have 60 points in the NHL. The max will be 8.5 for Timo Meier for that. I would prefer to get him about $8 million. He is 26 years old. 6, 7, 8 years. They gave Palat $6 million. Jack Hughes 8. The best for them would be $7 million, but I think Mario is looking more for 7.5 to $8 million for Timo. That would be my suggestion. Good luck at Winnipeg without Alabak. Just are going to blow it up. Okay, good night. I have to go asleep. Wake up for today. François, have a good night. Only way Saber will land a corner is camp with a resign guarantee. Jet should be a fire shovel day off. The Merit Pangoni under PLD. I agree in a top down as the franchise. The player can do it. The right defense offensive, but like that. So just try. You have any question here, guys? Sebastian, that's a double flash now. It's live again. I bet that's what we got here, guys. I just want to give you a little bit for the NHL Combine 2023. We just heard one news for you guys. Adam Fedeli could return in NCAA next season. He will go take his decision. One is going to figure out with the team to draft him. And then after that, what will be the best for is a best interest for him if it would be better to play in NHL or returning for one more year at the Michigan. Over there is well coached and he can develop when he play NCAA for be a second year. We know he was the MVP of the NCAA last year. So they're looking at Aaron J. Demas as a special team coach. So Demas have 7 live. He's right now working with a TVA sport channel. TVA Sport. Talking about TVA Sport, guys, we want to announce Mario Tremblay, ex-Montreal Canadiens, is retired. Not going to be at the RDS, the Réseau des Sports. Mario Tremblay announced he's going to be retired permanently. He's not going to do anything. We're going to play golf. We're going to take care about his beautiful wife, Colette, and his daughters. Is the little kid, and that was the news for, of course, of the Mario Tremblay for ex-Montreal Canadiens. We hit the 9:30, guys. I try to be in the race I try to stay in the chase of the time for everybody. So you know when you come here, it's between 9 to 10:30, a little bit after that. We're going to do at the FRENCHY quiz, guys. Thanks so much to join me. Don't forget to click on the likes on the great evening. First of all, guys, last night, Vinny 007, we have Rudolph and Real Deal Prim are the winner of the contest. The night before that was in our tap. And then before that, Nicolas de Gobi-Bono winning at some point. I cannot remember when. And we have Nicolas winning at some point. Then we have André Drouin, A2, RJ, G's, and Save G are the winner at some point. So thanks so much, guys. We're going to go at three quick questions. Don't go nowhere. Give me a chance to participate with me. Stay tuned. Are you ready? First question, guys. The Panthers have racked up 130 minutes of penalties during the first 2 games of the Stanley Cup Finals. Which team has the second most minutes of the penalty behind the Florida Panthers and the Stanley Cup Final for the first 2 games? Is it the Islanders, the Canucks, the Flyers, the Devils, and others? At any moment at the history NHL Stanley Cup Final, who has the second most minutes of penalty behind the Florida Panthers with 130 minutes of penalty? Colette died long time ago. Coach from cancer. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just like, painful about that. See, I don't another great chat coach, Jake. No problem. Back to back, baby, real deal. Cat need to hype themselves up. Try to send up, go back to poor quality. The Cats way to get one at any cost. Joseph, go with C, the Flyers. Thanks so much, Joseph. We're going to set up what we got here. Ready to rock and roll. We have D for RG, the Devils. We have Run with King B. We have Sebastian as C. William McClary, the Flyers. Jake McInerney, C. In our top, C. Devon, D. Luc Lafortune, C. Rel Deal, A. We'll see what we get more. Buy low, sell high. Flyer to land. We're going to wait a little bit more if we have order. When you subscriber, Jojo, maybe Jojo Savard. Welcome in the Hockey Nation Live Show. Congratulations. Thanks to join us. We have anybody else? We'll give you about 10 more seconds, guys, to give you a chance about that. Here we go.
Oh my God!
Adam Ashton said C. Guys, the answer to this one, guys, is B. The Canucks. Vancouver Canucks have the most minute penalty, followed by the Islanders, by the way. And the answer to this one, the only one, Run with Kings is the only one got it with B. Canucks have 122 minutes, I believe it was. And again, in 1982, again, the Islanders. I just want to remind you about that one over there. So congratulations from Run with Kings. The only one did it. Let's move on to game number 2. Question number 2. The Panthers, first team to win at least 11 games and a 12-game span. Which NHL team did it the last time? So the Florida Panthers, guys, they win 11 of the 12 games during the playoff this year. Which other team, the last team, did it? Is it the Los Angeles Kings, the Pittsburgh, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Chicago, the Washington? Who win 11 games of the 12-game span and the once season postseason? Who did it? The last team prior the Florida Panthers did it this year. Is it the Kings, the Pittsburgh, the Tampa Bay, the Chicago, or the Washington? Yes, they all win the Stanley Cup. I understand that. But which one did 11 and 12? I really thought it would be the Flyers, Devon. Yeah, I know. It was the catch, like in our top we said. Here we go. Question number 2. Oh, that's coming very fast now. Question number, Dan said E, Washington. Devon go with B, with Pittsburgh Penguins. One go with the Kings. William McClary go with the Kings. We have people. Oh, Joseph with A, and I thought with B. And we have Luc Lafortune at D. Real Deal at C. Thanks so much for the likes, guys. I appreciate a lot. We're going to wait 10 more seconds, guys. We have anybody else? I don't know if Luciano did it or not before that. We have Jake McInerney with D. Real Deal with C. Then we have one more. We're going to wait 5 more seconds, guys. If we have, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the Seagull Trust one. No, okay, Nation. Thanks so much, Mr. Sebastian, for that.
Oh my God!
The answer, guys, is Tampa Bay RG says C, but no. It's the Los Angeles King, and Run with King, number 20, is on fire, guys. It's 2-2. But William McClary and Joseph Lamb score 1 goal at the question number 2. And we have to go now, question number 3 of the evening. Deuce said C, and then Sebastian said C, but it was the Los Angeles Kings. Question number 3 of the night, guys. Here we go. Last question. Run is right. This is over. Jonathan Marchessault scored 12 goals and 7 assists and the 12-game span. Who is the last player did it in the single postseason? Is it Kucherov, Crosby, Kane, Point, or Malkin? Who is the last player that did the same thing like Marchessault? A minimum of 12 goals, 7 assists, and a span of 12 games. There we go. Oh my God, I think it's the first correct one a year, William. Here you go. You're aboard. J'ai mangé combien de questions? Nicolas, tu as manqué une question. t'as manqué. There we go. We have Nicolas go with B on that one. Dan, go with B. Thanks so much, Dan. About that, we're going to have a little bit more longer. People's coming out. Devon Hart, go with B. Sebastian, go with A. Which Kane is Patrick Kane, William? A2, go with Point. Thanks so much. A2. Joseph, go with E. Luc Lafortune with D. Julien with A. And after, go with D. Cause Joseph, so Frank, j'ai manqué des questions. No problem. D. And after D. And then we have Luc Lafortune, A2, D. Sebastian, A. Jake McConaughey, E. If Jake is right, he's the winner of that one. Deuce go with A. Rel did with E. Ron with Keynes with E. Then we have William McClary with D. Joseph Laham, I need to check. Joseph E. Here we go, guys. We got a question. The answer to that one, guys.
Oh my God!
Ron with King, he did not win it. He did not get it. The answer is B. It's Sidney Crosby, but nobody got it anyway. Other than the fact, we have Nicolas de Gauby-Bonneau with Dan Asham and Devon Hart. All three have 1 point. Joseph Laham and William McClary was wrong on the last question. They could tie the game if they pick Crosby. But the winner tonight, guys, on this show of the Frenchy quiz with 2 good answers and 3, we have to congratulate Mr. Ronwood Kings 20, the winner of this contest tonight of the Frenchy quiz, guys. That's conclude another Ab Nation Live Tonight show. Hopefully you enjoy it. Tomorrow night, we take back on the game play-by-play commentary with the hockey coach Guru for the game between Vegas and the Philadelphia Panthers, game number 3. Friday night, we are off. We try to, a bit limited our show as the Friday night, and we'll be back Saturday night with the Hockey Nation show for another live streaming play-by-play game. So that's what we got so far tonight, guys. Hopefully you enjoy it. But before we leave, be sure, don't forget, guys, if you don't mind, to click on the like. That'd be awesome. Don't forget to watching my video at Daily News, guys. If you want to helping us without give us some donation, everything like that, please just sign us. Watch the video at Daily News. For some reason, it's increasing the viewers. I don't know what's going on with the YouTube channel. First of all, before we leave, we want to thank all the moderators. We have Ron, and then we have In Our Tap and Luciano Graziano tonight. And then we want to thank other people in the show. You'll be always a pleasure have each one of you with us. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. But before we leave, I want to remind you this.
You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you.
Exactly like Luc Lafortune have greatness inside of him. That's what we heard about the people for L'Ange Gardien, about Luc Lafortune. But before we go, guys, we want to remind you one more thing. Of course, be well. BL. Find a way not only dominate your day, but find a way to dominate the first half of what? Your 2023. Until the next time, my friend, have an amazing, great night, sweet dream. And remember, we love you, people. See you tomorrow night for another Hockey Nation live show. RJ Calabro. Oh, Mr. Adam, knock the door. Good luck for your team. William McClary, thanks so much. Then we have Chicago Bear. Nick, welcome back. Joseph, have a great night, my friend. Real deal. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Dan and Colette. Jake McConaughey, 03. Nicolas, good night, my friend. One with Kings 20. Have a good night. And off tap, Luciano Graziano. Nicolas de Gauby-Bonneau, real deal. William McClary. Sébastien. Deuce. A2. Luc Lafortune, like we said. Good night, everybody. Good night, Luciano. Excellent. RG Calabro. Merci beaucoup, mon Luc. Beaucoup de travail en avant de moi. Pas de problème, mon Sébastien. Congratulations, Mr. Van. Jake McCulloch, good night, buddy. Bonne nuit, Luc, Lieutenant Nicolas. Go Abs, go. And off that. Yes, go Abs, go. Nick. It's all right, buddy. The key is to participate. People love, more people participate more. Nick, have a good night, buddy. Go Vegas! Oh, ho, 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 ho! Booyah!